Okay, now we're going to take a look at the verse. The verse has a lot of riffs in it, so it's kind of a long verse. We're going to start off with a D power chord, 5th fret A string, 7th fret D, sliding up a full step into an E power chord, followed by the open E back to the E power chord. Then I'm going to play 2 open E's followed by the E power chord, and I'll play those 3 notes 3 times. And if I put that together, here's what it sounds like. Now I'm going to move up to a G power chord, 10th fret A, 12th fret on the D, hit that 3 times and slide back to a D power chord. Hit the A string and then hit the D power chord. Followed by 2 hits on the A string, which is the 5th fret. I'm going to keep that D5 power chord shape. I'm going to hit the A string 2 times and then play the chord once. And play those 3 notes 3 times. And I'll end this phrase with 3 hits on that D5 power chord. Okay, so if we go back to the beginning, here's what it sounds like. Now I'm back into the first phrase where we slide from D to E, hit the open E string, and then back to the E chord. 2 hits on the open E, back to an E chord, and play that 3-note phrase 3 times. Now I'm going to move up to a G power chord, play that 4 times. And now after the 4th time, I'm then going to move my first finger only back 1 fret. This chord could be called a D over an F sharp chord. It's a D chord with an F sharp in the bass. Now I'm going to strike the A string, then hit the A and the D string together, and repeat that. A string followed by the 2 strings together. Okay, so if I go back a little bit, sounds like this. Now I'm going to go back to a G5 power chord, I'll play it 8 times and then slide down into a C power chord. 3rd fret A string, 5th fret D string. Now I'm going to strike the 3rd fret of the A string, and then I'm going to play a C major 7 chord. This is going to be formed here. 3rd fret A, 5th fret D and G, top 2 strings open. I'm then going to strike the A string and then hit the full chord again, followed by 4 hits on that C major 7 chord. Okay, so let's go back and try and piece this together. Okay, moving along. The next phrase will sound like this. What I'm doing here is I'm playing thirds within the E minor scale. I have the notes D and F sharp together. 5th fret on the A string, 4th fret on the D. Play that 4 times. Now I'm going to move up 7A, 5D, hit that once, open E, back to the E power chord. Follow this with the phrase where we play the 2 open E's followed by the E power chord and play those 3 notes 3 times. Okay, so if we go back to these thirds, here's what we just learned. Now we're going to move up into a G power chord, play it 4 times, and then slide back to D. Hit the A string and then play the 2 strings together, the A and the D. Followed by 2 hits on the A string, and then to the A and the D, and do those 3 notes 3 times. Hang in there, we're almost done. The next phrase, we're going to play a G power chord 4 times. And then after the 4th time, we're going to slide back down to a C power chord. Hit the A string, 3rd fret, the C major 7 chord, the A string on the 3rd fret, C major 7 chord, and then we're going to start all over again. So let me play the final phrase we just learned. I'll take it up from these thirds that we played. Okay, so that's one round of the verse. We're going to play that 2 times. The only difference is the second time around, we're going to start off with this phrase that sounds like this, which is a phrase we already have learned. Those are the thirds. Okay? Other than that, that'll be the intro the second time around. That'll take up the first measure the second time around. Okay, so let's try and put this whole verse together now. Here we go. All right, so there's the verse.